Okay, Seth. So, we're here to teach you learn how to change oil. Have you ever done anything on a car before?
I've checked oil.
You checked oil? So where do you check your oil at? So you look for the dipstick that says engine oil on it, right? Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do is, we're going to check oil today, but we're also going to change it, which requires a little bit more than just pulling out and cleaning it off. But this is where you put your oil. This is the oil tank right here. But underneath is where you drain it. And so you have a wrench here. It's going to help you remove the bolt. And once you start loosening it, the first thing that you're going to do is make sure you put the bucket underneath the bolt so you know that's going to catch it. And it's going to kind of shoot out a little bit, so make sure it's not too far one way, but it's out another way a little bit. Does that make sense? Okay, so and what you're going to do, instead of using the wrench the whole way to take off the bolt, you're going to eventually use your hand to twist the rest of it off, because it will be easier at that point, and quickly move your hand out of the bucket. Does that make sense? Okay, so you want to try it? It's going to crawl right underneath. Want me to go down there with you? Okay, so the bolt is going to be right here. So this is the bottom of the oil tank right here. So we can move this out of the way until you start loosening it, and then we'll put it underneath it, right? Like that, it's just going to start dripping. And so you want to remove the entire bolt. You're going to get a little dirty. Now you're just going to let it keep going until it starts to drip. Look how gross that is. Does that look like a good filter? No. So let's compare that one to our new one that we have. This will be our new one. Nice and clean, yeah? So what do you think the filter does to the oil, Seth?
Filters it.
Yeah, so what does the filter do?
Cleans it.
It cleans it. So that's why we need to regularly change the filter, because if we don't change the filter, it won't clean it effectively, right? So have you ever had the water filters before? Have you ever used a water filter? So aren't you supposed to regularly clean it every once in a while so the filter stays clean? So it's the same thing, except with oil. It runs through the filter and it comes out cleaner than it was before. So after a while, though, it starts to get yucky. You've got to change it out. So try turning it the other direction. There you go. So one way to put our oil in is using a funnel, because it can sometimes miss the hole, so it's easier to just put a funnel in there. So I'll let you do it. This is the tank. We took the screw out. There we go. So that rests in there. Okay, so this is the oil that we're going to use. So my car requires 5W30 motor oil. And so it's important that when you change oil in a car, that you look in the owner's manual and see which type of oil it uses, because you don't want to accidentally put the new oil or put different oil in it, because that can ruin the car. And you have to fix a whole lot of things, which would cost lots and lots of money. So what you can do is take the lid off, So my car requires 4 quarts of oil, so 4 of these bottles. So on the side you can see that there's a gauge that tells you how many quarts are in there. Milliliters. Make sense? Perfect.
So it requires 4 quarts. Just pour it all
Yep,
in.
just pour it in there. Okay, perfect. You just changed the oil. How does it feel?
Good.
Good. What did you learn today in changing oil?
How to change oil.
How to change oil. What else? Give me some specifics about taking off the bulb to why do we need to change oil. What do you remember?
I don't know.
Why did I have you clean your hands after we had oil